All right, welcome everybody. Let's talk about the stock market. Today is Friday, July 17th, 2023. So obviously it's the end of the week. We're going to look at the weekly chart, the daily chart, and the trade of the day. Keep this video kind of short. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, you want to go watch it because I kind of talk more long-term where I think things are headed. Okay, just really briefly here, you can see that on the Stochastic Momentum Index, we got some divergence warnings going on here. And I think the market on the weekly is beginning to look exhausted. Again, the MACD, as I said yesterday, looks pretty elevated here. It could go higher. I've seen it higher on this, but not too often it gets too much higher on this throughout the history of the S&P 500. So looking very exhausted here. We'll see what happens. August 13th is this low right here, the cycle low. Keep an eye on that. There's one out here at August 29th, and there's one in November 26th. But as I mentioned yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today, I'll keep a close eye on these cycles because the cycle behavior could be changing. All right. This week got pretty close to the 46.31 resistance, but never quite got there. High as it got was 46.09 and a quarter on the futures. Okay, if it does get above this line, which I'm not sure it's going to do that now based on what I'm seeing here with this weakness coming in. But if it did get above it, the only thing left is the all-time high, guys, way up here. Would be this line, the 48.08. All right, so just kind of a heads up, if this thing were to break out above that, that would be the next point of resistance. And that would change, in my opinion, would dramatically change the forecast of what the market's doing. But for right now, this looks pretty weak, and I think the market's going to go down. Okay, let's look at the daily. All right, here on the daily chart, you can see we've had, 2 red days. This is a really small range day, 28 and a quarter. Had a lot of small range days for quite a while. A lot of these days have been small range days, just kind of chipping away, moving in small ranges. A very controlled market, yeah. A very contrived and manipulated and controlled market. But anyway, on the daily here, you can see again on the SMI, it looks like we got some divergence going on. Yep. And the MACD is just kind of tracking sideways here. Here's that August 13th low, and there's one here at August 21st, and there's even one right here, right around August 10th. So there's three cycle lows all kind of ganging up together here, right in this time frame, like the second and third, maybe the fourth week of August. From the middle of August to the end of August, looks like a lot of cycle lows kind of coming together right here. So I would expect price to, at minimum, to consolidate up in this area. And it may even decline as we get, I'm thinking something like some big rectangle, might even get below this line, come down into here somewhere. We'll just have to wait to see how this develops. But yeah, I think the market will pull back a little bit here. As I mentioned a few days ago to my members on the Discord server, I thought the market, in the nightly emails, I mentioned to them I thought the market was going to begin to cool off this week. And sure enough, it has. Okay. All right, let's look at the trade of the day. All right, there's trades of the day on the 5-minute chart, but today I'm going to look at the hourly chart because this doesn't happen too often. You see this right here actually happened kind of yesterday around noon on Thursday, okay? But that's really important for the members, especially because the members are the only ones getting the Giddus Plus indicator on the streaming charts. They get the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and the 1-hour charts get streamed live 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. So for members, I'm talking to you on this. When you see the 1-hour chart showing the Giddus Plus indicator like this, you notice how it's blank, nothing going on here, because it doesn't happen very often on the hourly chart. When it shows up in the hourly chart, you really want to pay attention. And sure enough, it was just a matter of a few hours later, right from yesterday to today, as it crossed over into the, whatever this is, a 6-hour, 7-hour period. And what happened? As soon as the bottom right here and the SMI crossed over right here, you want to take that trade. Look at this all the way up. So you want to be paying attention. I always mention this to the members. Pay attention to all the different time frames: daily, weekly, daily, hourly, 15-minute, and 5-minute. You want to be aware of those. Okay, I'll look at the 5-minute chart here in just a moment. You can always still go trade that short 5-minute chart, streaming chart if you want to. But when you see this right here, sometimes it's better not to even look at the 5-minute chart because it'll mess you up. You'll be jumping in and out of trades. When I see something like this, I'm going to be a little more patient. I'm thinking more swing trade. Okay. It really is. This obviously really wasn't a swing trade since it lasted less than a day. But my point is, that you want to have more of a kind of a swing trade mentality. You see this on the hourly chart, you want to get away from the 5-minute chart for a while, just ignore that thing, start thinking about placing a trade that's going to be a little bit more long-term, that may last a day, a half a day, 2 or 3 days, and you're going to make a lot more money because you're going to stay in the trade longer. Make sense? Think about this trade that happened probably about right here, about 45, 65, whatever, all the way up to 45, let's call it 45.85, at least 20 points. And you didn't have to jump in or out. You just stayed in the trade. Now, that doesn't mean doesn't mean you stop looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute chart. If you want to, you can do that. Okay, but this will help you stay in the trade longer is what my point really is. Because everything's working in your favor here. Look at this, right? Everything's working in your favor. The SMI just keeps going up. It's going up. It's going up. Right? And eventually here on Friday, at some point, it crossed over. Even the MACD crossed over. So that's just something to pay attention to when you see this on the hourly chart. I know it's kind of hard to stay in a trade that long for most people. They get nervous. So that's fine. You could see this trade right here and say, you know what? That's good enough for me. I know something's coming, but I'm still going to trade the 5-minute chart, keeping in mind that we're probably going to have a nice run up for at least a few hours. That's another way to do it, okay? So there's a trade of the day for late Thursday, Friday, okay? All right, and just real quick, here's where all the services take place for the members on the Discord server. Right, we talked about the S&P 500 alerts on the streaming charts, right? We just looked at the streaming charts, and this is where all the alerts come in from those charts. So the members get to look at the streaming charts. They get to see the GITIS Plus alert, the SMI, the MACD, everything that's going on in those charts that are streamed live. Well, those alerts on the GITIS Plus indicator come to this channel, S&P 500 alerts. And the members can be alerted because they're just going to come over here, click notifications, and then click all messages, and they're going to get alerted on their Discord app, right? So really nice, very convenient. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the other ones here. We'll talk about all this in just a moment. If you like what you're seeing, you want to become a member, there's going to be a comment in the YouTube video. It's the top comment. I'll pin it to the top. Make sure you read that entire comment. It's really important. It's going to help you join without any problems. Okay, so read the comment. If you want to join, go ahead and click on the link. It's going to bring you over to GITIS server. When you do that, you're going to come over to server subscriptions. You click on that. You're going to get this web page right here, $7.99. Okay, great value. Okay, trust me, if you're just patient and apply yourself, the membership's going to pay for itself, 10 times over. One trade can make you pay for the membership for a year. And yes, I've had many members tell me that, right? If you do become a member, and welcome, there's been new members, welcome aboard new members, but make sure you please read the rules, because in here is the be nice to everybody rules, the refund rules in there, and there's a disclaimer I put in there, okay? Basically, I'm not a financial advisor. I give opinions only kind of stuff going on in there, right? And for members, if you want the nightly email, I put out a nightly email for the S&P 500 with an S&P 500 chart, and I put a sentence or two in there about what I think the market's going to do. And there's some things that only members get that don't go into videos like this video here. So it's really important that you get your name and I should say your email address into the emails only channel, and I'll make sure you get the nightly emails, okay? All right, and then lastly, just you can pause the video right here. These are all the services that take place on the Discord server for the members, because all the services reside on the Discord server, okay? That's the streaming charts, 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, and the daily. Okay, well, there's no daily streaming chart, sorry. 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour. The S&P 500 alerts we talked about and you saw on the Discord server, that does include a daily, 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, and daily. Okay, there's a stock alert, S&P 500 stock alert channel on the server. It's the top 30 stocks of S&P 500 and NASDAQ get streamed or at least get published to that channel, okay? And the alerts in there are 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour as well. A lot of stock symbols going in there throughout the day, but if you want to trade, weed through the symbols, grab the ones you think are best for you and trade them. Okay, a lot of options, members who are that are on my service trade options, so they're probably using that channel for that, okay? Premium symbols, the same GITIS Plus indicator that you see on the streaming charts that you saw in this video. I also use it at the end of each day to generate symbols for futures, stocks that are optionable, industries, which includes sectors and subsectors, because as we know, big funds love to rotate their money in and out of sectors and subsectors, so it's important to keep track of that. And occasionally we might have a file in there. These are all files, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4 files. They're sitting in the premium symbols channel on the Discord server. So there's some, if I see any symbols, I have Logic that picks up symbols that they look like they're ready to be shorted. Then you'll see a file in there for shorts as well. I talked about the nightly emails already, okay? And of course, videos are for everybody. All right. One last thing I want to finish up with on the members. The world is full of really bad characters, guys and gals. That's just part of life. Nefarious characters. And yes, they come on the Discord server too. I do control the server, and I manage it and I stay on top of it. But I've had some people come in there, they have the same name I have as Giddis, because Discord in their stupid infinite wisdom decided to let people have the same name, which is really stupid, but I don't control what Discord does. So they come in there, they're imposters. They look like they're me. They have the Giddis name on there, and they start trying to direct message members. Let me just tell you something right now. I almost never direct message my members. So if you're getting a message that looks like it's from me, it's probably not me. But regardless of whether you're getting messages that look like they're from me or anybody else, please be vigilant. The world is full of really bad people. You don't be clicking on links if you think it's going to compromise you, okay? Or following their advice or any of that stuff. You got to really be careful, okay? Just make sure you vet and pay attention to anybody who's trying to DM you, right? Because there's a lot of bad people, so the only point I'm trying to make. Yes, I do ban people that are bad, like Giddis imposters, but it's not always easy to control everybody coming and going, right? Especially as the membership grows. So please be vigilant and be aware. All right? Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.